Hola, mi amigos. Yo soy St.Christopher, and this is The Writer's Block, a book review show where I tell you if a book is good enough that I would recommend it to a friend, or so bad that I would chop it in half with an axe. Today on The Writer's Block, Breaking Dawn by Stephanie Meyer. Some people are Team Edward, some people are Team Jacob. I am Team Charlie, because he is the only reasonable character left in this horrendous series of novels. We start off with Edward and Bella going to get married, and Charlie is just bummed out because he doesn't want to wear a tuxedo. Bella's worried that he'll be mad, but he just simply laughs at her and says, "I'm not saying one word to Renee. That's all yours." He busted out in loud guffaws. And then the book says, The Ultimate Doom. Telling Renee early marriage was higher up on her blacklist than boiling live puppies. There is no way you can convince me that Stephanie Meyer didn't sit down and drink 5 bottles of cough syrup before writing this atrocious piece of literature. So Bella gets married, and surprise, surprise, somebody shows up, and it's Jacob. He is just here to tell her, Bella, please, this is a horrible relationship that you're in. Don't do it. And he's not the only one. Scattered throughout this entire novel, Bella just keeps running into people who know that she's in an abusive relationship. For their honeymoon, Edward flies her down to South America. They get on a boat. They drive out into the middle of the ocean where there is nobody to be seen to stay at a private island. And the one person on the island who does not even speak English comes into her room and tries to warn her that she is making a mistake, that this man is horrible. She is even frightened of Edward. On page 135. So the woman comes in and is obviously terrified. This is from Bella's perspective. Edward steps towards her too, and I clutched at his arm, frightened for the woman. Girl, run! It's the weirdest honeymoon ever. They keep waking up, and Edward has eaten the pillows and also the bed. He's just slowly chewing through each piece of upholstery on the bed frame. You're next! My breaking point with this book came very early on at page 145 when we switch perspective to Jacob. All I can visualize is Stephanie Meyer, drugged out of her mind, empty cough syrup bottles scattered around her, on the phone to her publishing house going, "You don't understand, this book needs to be over 700 pages. And the publishing house goes, "Why, Stephanie?" "Because for some reason, I'm going to change perspective and tell you what Jacob's life is like," and spend a bunch of time listening to a bunch of angsty teenage boys talking about all the food that they can eat. It took me 3 books to finally get on board with being in the mind of a clumsy, whiny teenager with no instinct for her own safety. And now you're going to put me in somebody else's head? Well, I'm going to do the same thing and switch perspectives to a completely different book. I hate this. I cannot stand 700 pages. I would rather crush myself in the head with this book than put it into my mind. So it does not get off the block.